So in this video I want to do a fun integral slash calculus problem. Let's say we have our y-axis and our x-axis, and we want to find the area of this triangle right here. So let me draw the triangle out. So let's say the triangle is at 0, 0, one of the points, and then it goes to 1, 1, and then, so here, let's define these points. So this point is 1, 1, this point is 0, 0, and then this point is 1, 0. And what we want to do is we want to find the area of this triangle. So this area right here. Now, this is a pretty easy area to find. We can just refer back to our geometry formula and use area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 base times height. And in this case, the base is just the length of this point to this point, which is just 1, and then this point to this point, which is also just 1. So we plug those values in and we get 1/2 as our area. Now let's do the same area with integrals. And again, we don't have to, because we can do it with, the geometry formula. But it's really fun to do a problem which we already know the answer to in a harder way, and in this case with calculus, to just to see that we get the same answer. It sort of confirms the validity of our tools. So let's do it. Well, we can write this area as the integral from 0. Actually, here, let me write it to the left of this. Oops. All right. So we can write this as the integral from 0 to 1, right? Because x goes from 0 to 1 of, well, the function we're taking the integral of is this line, right? We're taking the area under this line right here. So this line right here. So again, we have this line, which we can find the equation of right now, and we're just taking the area under that line. So let's find the equation of that line first. Well, we know that the line goes through 0, 0, and we also know that the line goes through 1, 1. And the equation of a line can be defined as y equals mx plus b. Now, so we need the m and the b to make this a unique line. So let's find the slope first. Well, the slope is just delta y and delta x of this point. So delta y is just 1, delta x is just 1, so the slope is just 1. B is our y-intercept. Our y-intercept is just 0. So we get y is equal to x. That's a pretty simple line. So we take the integral from 0 to 1 of x. Again, our function is x, right? F of x equals x, or y equals x, dx. All right, let's hope we get the same answer. So we think of this as an antiderivative. We do an anti-power rule, and we get x squared over 2. And if you don't understand what I did there, watch the video of anti-power rule. And then we know that this is from 0, 0 to 1. So let's evaluate it at those points. So we get 1 squared over 2, which is just 1/2, minus 0 squared over 2, which is 0. So the answer to this comes out to be 1/2. So notice that we did it with an integral and we got the same answer as doing it with geometry. So that right there is pretty cool.